G'day students. I just wanted to make one last quick video to put forward a concept that you might use in the exam to tie together a lot of human resource management theory, and that's the idea of an employer of choice. So the basic idea of an employer of choice is that you become such an attractive place to work, or a business becomes such an attractive place to work, that people really want to work there. And that gives a business a lot of benefits. If you have a whole lot of applicants applying for positions and sending you resumes, that gives you a lot more choice over who you hire. It means that whenever you've got a vacancy, you can fill it nice and quickly. And if your employers are happy and working hard and are motivated, that's going to be great for the business and great for customers. So that's where I see this idea of employer of choice as being something that can be used in businesses to put together all of the sort of beneficial human resource strategies that we've talked about. I've got a couple of articles that are on sector that I want to just talk through. The first of these is a really interesting one from Davidson Recruitment. And it starts by saying, well, why would you want to become an employer of choice? And what it does is it looks at the 25%, so a quarter, the top quarter of companies, right, the best quarter of companies, versus the lowest 25%. Said, what happens in this situation? And you can see these best companies, these companies that people want to work for, have higher profit, higher productivity, higher revenue growth, and other things like less sick days, right? And that's always a sign of whether an organisation is going well or not, is how many staff are having days off. And much lesser likelihood that your staff are going to leave, which is expensive when staff leave because you've got to recruit and train someone else. It's an interesting article, this one, because it goes on to look at how you would go about it in a model similar to our employment lifecycle model, right? So it starts with how do you attract people? So you've got a lot of online tools to start with, pay, incentives. Videos seem to be quite significant in attracting attention. Talk about a smartphone compatible website. Having in-house recruitment human resource that conducts the interview. So there's some ways of attracting people, then training people. So courses, certification, training for staff becomes very important. Incentivized employee referral program. So if employees are getting extra business for the firm, that they're getting some incentives. Benefits and rewards, regular meetings are all important. Okay, and then some of the characteristics of an employer of choice. They've done it by asking questions, but you can think about how would you meet those criteria. For example, is your work culture market leading? So that idea of culture, how well have you put together issues like, defining what you want out of your corporate culture, how well are you encouraging those things, and how much is it a positive culture. The second article that I wanted to look at was a shorter one, just about becoming an employer of choice. And they talk about some of the things you might look at. Brand, the way you're treating people with respect, rewarding great things. This is an interesting area of rewards, is sometimes if we reward things that are too simple, it doesn't get people to try and aspire to really big things. So making sure the things you're rewarding are really significant achievements, significant breakthroughs. Provide opportunities, including learning new things, more responsibility, and creating a community, so making a social context around the work. So there are some ideas around this topic of employer of choice. And I think it's an interesting one that potentially ties together a lot of what we might be talking about this term and could be used to tie together an answer for the exam.